It's your girl Ashley. I'm back with another video, and it is Killers in the 90s Part 1. So, yes, they are still horrible and it's still terrible. From like 1970s to like 1990s. I even want to throw in the 60s. They were atrocious. These serial killers, not it. But but see, now in the 90s we're getting more advanced in like the way that they were catching serial killers. So they was like, all right, let me chill out. Let me chill out. Just kidding. But that's like in the later part of the 90s, but the earlier part of the 90s they had to make up for a lot, I guess. So the first person we have is John Armstrong. His nickname was Baby Doll. That really makes me cringe though that his nickname is Baby Doll, but. So he has either between 5 or 11 victims. But yeah, he definitely killed 5 of them for sure. And they were, of course, P words because they just love them some P words. But he did this in Detroit, Michigan. But see, they don't know for sure. So they didn't know if he killed 6 more people or not during that time period of 1992 and 1999. And his active crime spree was 1992 to 1999. He was convicted of murder, of course, and he ended up getting life imprisonment. He's still up in there, though. He's still up in there. And then, see, they think and they believe that he has killed in more countries other than the USA, right? So they think that he also killed in Asia, Thailand, Hong Kong, and possibly other countries. And I'm like, was he really doing that? Because I really want to know and get to the bottom of, like, did he really kill other people in other countries? Because now I know different states, but like different countries. I mean, like, imagine which country you would go to get prosecuted in. But anyway, he's still up in there, and he also killed in Illinois as well. Next person that we have is Keith Jesperson. Yeah, Jesperson. He is a Canadian American serial killer. So yeah, Keith used to write like smiley faces on the letters when he would send them to the media or the authorities. I guess he want to be a little copycat. It was like, y'all ain't gonna catch me, y'all ain't gonna catch me. So he wanted to write smiley faces like killing people was a joke. And I'm like, yup. I mean, I wouldn't call it mental. I just think that, I don't know. I just think they bored. So they just try to find something to do. And killing people is just something that they find to do. I don't know. And then many of the victims were S workers because they, again, they see them as easy targets and people that nobody will, look for. So they're like, yeah, we're definitely going to get away. And they haven't called me yet. So let me go keep adding them smiley faces. Nobody going to know that it's me. And also transients who had like no connection to him, It was easier to not have a connection, I guess. And strangulation was his method that he chose to kill people with. The same method he would also use when killing animals as a child. They say that that's the common way to know that someone is a serial killer. But okay, so he ended up being charged with life imprisonment for the rest of his life. He had 8 confirmed kills. He confessed to as many as 160. But I'm like, okay, so you confessed to 160. But where they at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the bodies? I mean, we really want to see, not really, but we want to just see where in your mind did it say 160? And why did you know it was the 160? You got a logbook? See, I would believe them more if they had like a little logbook of everybody. Hold that thought. We're gonna hold that one. Keep that in your mind for something later. His crime sprees was from January the 21st, 1990 to March of 1995. And the states he killed in was California, Florida, Wyoming, Nebraska, Oregon, and Washington, like people. And I will say this about the smiley face killer. So they actually had this thing where like the survival family members come and talk to the victim's family. And one of the most prominent people on there, the person that appears the most, is the happy face killer daughter. And she talks to the victim's family. I'm like, because, so yeah, I saw the pro and the cons of it. You know, you want to speak about your experience, about how you didn't know that your father was a serial killer, and how it affected your life. But I think some of the victims, like, family was like, okay, boo-hoo. Like, nobody, sometimes a lot of people don't care, you know. My person that's died, I didn't write a book about them, and they were the victims. So it was just a crazy thing, because I think it was her and somebody else that wrote a book about their parents being serial killers, and that whole series is crazy to me. But I understand that they want to heal the hearts of the victims, because the person, the serial killer, would never do it. So it just, sometimes I feel like it's the family job. And I don't know who told the family that it was ever their responsibility. You can't, you can't help these sick, like these twisted people. You just can't help that. I mean, it wasn't like, you chose that person, and, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you just really chose to deal with that. Now, if you chose to deal with a serial killer, and then you over here talking about something, let's heal your heart, now that's different. But they didn't choose that. They didn't even know. Nobody really knew anything. So, it's just a crazy series. But that's, I just see that all the time, the happy face killer, and I'm like, you always rub me the wrong way. Some, I don't know, something about him rubs me the wrong way. I mean, maybe it's because he was a serial killer, right? I don't know. When I see him, I'm just like, you look like you drown puppies. And then the next person we have is Harvey Robinson. I don't know about him either. An American serial killer, currently in prison on death row in Pennsylvania. His wasn't, but he committed these crimes when he was 18. And he committed, like, violent sprees, killing 3 people and injuring 2 other people. And he had 3 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and burglary. So they got the death penalty ultimately, but he's still incarcerated because they didn't shoot him up yet. And his crime spree was from 1992 to 1993. And he did all of his crimes in Pennsylvania, and his weapon of choice was a knife. Next person up is Cleophas Prince Jr. He's an American serial killer. He was sentenced to death in 1993 for rape and murder of 6 women in San Diego, California. The killings occurred between January and September of 1990, and he was known as the Claremont serial killer because most of his murders took place there. Before his arrest, police categorized then unknown serial killer as a disorganized opportunist for the common pattern in the crime. So in each case, the serial killer entered the female's home during daylight hours through an unlocked door or window, surprising them during or after the time that they bathed, and stabbed them to death with a knife taken from the kitchen. So police gathered that he probably stalked them before he killed them. In addition to the murders, he was also convicted of multiple burglaries and attempted burglaries from April 1990 to February 1991. Currently, he's still in prison, and he has the death penalty. And he killed 6 people.